Blessed be he who comes in the name of the Lord. Hello people, today we are going to talk about the great evidence for the existence of God. It is clear that many so-called scientists hijacked the evidence for God's existence in favor of the hidden religion and the hidden philosophical agenda, which is humanism. You see, nowadays, science is not science anymore. There is still true scientists who, like Copernic and Galileo in ancient times, from all the evidence we have all around us, accept that the hypothesis of the existence of God is real, and that it is clear that from all the evidence we have all around us and inside us, God exists. But humanism, from the very beginning of its existence and its foundations, refused even the hypothesis of the existence of God. And that shows truly that so-called science is not science, but it's a religion. It's a philosophy. And the mainstream scientists claim that all scientists believe in the non-existence of God. But this is a lie. This is a lie, because the first scientists like Galileo and Copernic believed in the existence of God. Even Einstein in modern times believed in the existence of God. So why today so-called scientists don't believe the existence of God? It's because of this new religion, this new philosophy called humanism. So-called science should not be called science. It should be called the religion of humanism. It would be much more honest, because it's not science to even refuse the hypothesis of the existence of God and to deny all the evidence who point about the existence of God. This is not science anymore to act like that. It's like political and yes, it's political nonsense. It's not science. It's based on vain speculation and vain philosophy. Science, no, true science knows better, and that's why we should not even we should not even accept this total nonsense as hypothesis. Even a little child could understand that nothingness could only beget nothingness. So-called science explainers want to believe that life pops out from nothingness. How is it possible? They have to explain me how is it possible this great, this incommensurable energy in the universe comes out from nothing. This is clearly total nonsense. And they don't even talk about this. This shows us they don't even investigate the full meaning of their false claims and theories. They don't even search the truth. It's not science, it's religion. It's a religion who wants to put the Creator in the place of the Creator God. They want to be their own God. They don't want to take responsibilities for their own life, their own acts, their moral. Because, you see, to believe we are just as much of value as any object, it's like life has no value. This was the basis for totalitarian governments like the one of Hitler and Stalin and Mao. All of them didn't believe in the existence of God. And even Hitler and Stalin put the theories of Darwin as a great foundation for the genocidal commitment. It's clear to me that you have to face the truth about the theory of evolution, the doctrine of evolution clearly leads to fascism and totalitarian governments. And if we don't get rid of these very dangerous ideas, history will repeat. We have a totalitarian government worldwide. If we don't do anything about this very dangerous idea of evolution, everything around us tells us God exists. Everything inside us tells us that God exists. You can see that in the DNA. You can see that about the existence of soul, the existence of the soul. Did you have any lucid dream where you were floating and it was very vivid, like it was real? This shows clearly we have a soul. It's not imagination when it happens. We have a soul. We don't have just a body. And so-called science refuses to believe in the existence of the soul because this would show even more about the existence of God. And anyway, how could life have any meaning if after our death we are gone? We are nothing. How could have life any moral, any values if there is no creator? So, who is the supreme authority about justice, about moral values? It's human who has the greatest authority according to this evolution doctrine, according to this humanism philosophy. This is clearly the basis for totalitarian government. This is clearly the basis for eugenic extermination and genocide. It's very simple to see the evidence, even if you are not a scientist, even if you are just like a little child who knows nothing about science. When you see all the world around you, all the life around you, clearly it's not possible to think all of this comes out from nothing. Because if you are logical and you are not crazy, it's clear that only nothingness, only life could beget life, and nothingness could only beget nothingness. If you don't agree with that clear logical reasonment, that means you refuse even to think logically. You refuse even the common sense. This is clear. Even a little child could understand that. Nothingness could only beget nothingness. And people who claims implicitly or explicitly that nothingness could beget life or anything in the universe, frankly, they are totally irrational. This is complete nonsense. This is totally crazy to think like that. This is not science. Science is logical. Science is based on common sense. And this is total nonsense to say that anything created could comes out from nothingness. Nothingness could only beget nothingness. Only life could beget life, and only intelligence could beget intelligence. That means God exists. And even a scientist called Louis Pasteur, this great doctor who developed the first vaccine, even Louis Pasteur has had the same reasonment. Only life could beget life. If you don't agree with that, that means you are working in total nonsense and you are in dangerous water, the water of non-science, because this is total nonsense. This is not science anymore. This religion called humanism is against true science. If the so-called science was in charge of science many centuries ago, we would not be so advanced technologically as we are today, clearly. Because to say that nothingness could beget life is total nonsense. This is not logical. If you do mathematics, you could understand that clearly. If you don't even know the basis of mathematics, you could clearly understand that it's total nonsense to say that nothingness could beget life. Even a little child could understand that. That is my last sentence about that. Nothingness never existed. This is a myth. Even nothingness is a myth because God always existed. This is the greatest mystery of all times. We don't know why God always existed. But after our death, God will evangelize all of us. And we will know anything about all the questions we have to ask to Him. But right now, we have to struggle against the demonic doctrines of false science. We have to struggle to defend the true science and to save humanity from the demonic schemes of Satan. Satan is the father of lies, and Satan is the temporary prince of this fallen world. This is why we have so many lies today ruling in the mainstream science and in the mainstream society. Clearly, this shows us the prince of darkness is the prince of this world. But when Jesus will come back with God, his Father, and all the holy army of angels and saints and the resurrected saints, he will destroy all these demonic doctrines, like he destroyed the Tower of Babel. These demonic doctrines of evolution, Darwinism, humanism are rebellions against the natural order of God, of the universe. Sooner or later, Satan and all his demonic doctrines and works will be destroyed. It's just a matter of time. Today, I would be mocked by most of you, or many of you, but sooner or later, the truth, the whole truth will be revealed. And like today, we mock people who believed the earth was flat. In the future, people who believed God don't exist will be mocked. It's your chance. If you don't believe in the existence of God, it's your chance today. It's your chance to believe in the existence of God, to look for the truth in the evidence all around you and all inside you. You have a soul and you have a meaningful life. How meaningful the life it is if we have a God creator. This is clearly the greatest gift we have. The life God gave us. If we were just an object like humanism wants us to believe, like Darwinism and evolutionists want us to believe, how could life has any meaning? If you want to have meaningful life, clearly you have to believe in a God creator. And even all the evidence around us tell us that God exists. Sooner or later, it will be official. The demonic doctrines will not last forever. Sooner or later, the truth will officially overcome the lies of Satan, and Jesus will overcome forever the ancient serpent. In the name of the God Almighty, who created all of us and who sustains all the universe and all that is in it. Thank you for listening to me. My native language is French, so I hope you understand why sometimes I hesitate when I'm talking, because I'm a Frenchy speaker, that's it. And I'm a believer, I'm a firm believer in the literal scriptures, holy scriptures, and thank you for listening to me. I'm just a seeker of the truth. I just know very little knowledge about the Holy Scriptures, and I wanted to share some of this little knowledge I have with you. And I have a great joy to share my thirst for the truth with you. Thanks for listening to me. Thanks for even living. I'm very grateful you are here on this small planet Earth. And if we don't see here on earth, we will see in heaven, I hope, if it's God's will. Blessed be Jesus, our Creator, and blessed be all of you, brothers and sisters. Goodbye.